Hey Jonah, how's it going? And hey troops! Well, whoever shows up for the VOD, I guess. But yeah, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. We are back, hopefully for a good amount. You know what? While I'm at it, I got the studio up there, but I still think I should probably have YouTube on my phone just to make sure that I can see things from the viewer perspective. Make sure that everything's going good. But yeah, how's it going? It's certainly been a while. Good, how are you? I am doing good. Really looking forward to the next couple days. I got 2 days off of work specifically because my oldest sister is coming over for Thanksgiving, coming over to my parents' place. So I wanted to make sure that I have those days off so that I can see her again. Really looking forward to it. But yeah, outside of that, not too much going on. Been kind of boring with the terrible internet, not being able to stream. But with the leaves falling and the signal clear, it looks like we'll be able to stream for a bit again, at least until the leaves start growing back. We're definitely going to have to make sure to get a flagpole or something to raise this the Starlink dish up. But yeah. Also got myself a cup of tea. That's good. The whole sister coming over. Yep. Both my oldest sister and her husband, I should say, as well as the internet is better. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that is definitely going to be a plus for me because it can be quite lonely at 4 a.m. when everyone else is asleep. Or even worse at 2 a.m. and such. But yeah, I also need to get some other stuff taken care of. I've scheduled with tech people to take my computer in for them to look at it because I've been having some problems with the main computer. Hopefully I'm able to get it resolved. It isn't a major issue, but it could become one. That's kind of what I'm concerned about. I don't know. But yeah, so got that. And then hopefully I'll be able to start practicing with some other stuff. I'm wanting to like work on learning like what was the name of that? I've been looking into like different game engines and trying to see if I can try to start learning how to make my own games. So yeah, I'll probably be streaming less frequently than I was before this whole internet gap, but yeah, after once I get practicing that, I'll hopefully be able to make something over time. But yeah, now that we are here, let's get into this. I don't know how much you know about what's been going on in Honkai Impact, Jonah, but we now got a adult Luna, if you don't know. Yeah, game design has been something I've been kind of thinking about over the last few years, and finally I'm going to be able to hopefully go in that direction. But yeah, that Valkyrie that we saw on the bridge or on the main screen, that's this Valkyrie grown up, or Luna as she's called, but she's just Teresa from an alternate universe. You've been playing it every now and then? Okay. So you are aware about who this is then? Ah, shoot. I just saw my phone have a little bit of static. Or not static, but lag. Yeah. Let's Let's go to the campaign. You've been focusing on Genshin because of Farina? Ah, yep, that is a good point. I don't know. For some reason, like I keep on wanting to put more time into Genshin, but every single time I keep on getting back into Honkai. Like Honkai is the game that I keep on defaulting to. I need to put more time into Genshin. I don't think I'll be able to get Farina because I haven't been putting as much effort into Genshin since I got New Roulette. But even then, I haven't really done anything to make New Roulette stronger. So I need to work on that too. But I just keep on getting sucked into Honkai Impact. Like Honkai Impact is still my favorite game of the Hoyoverse is so. And yeah. I'm so sorry, my friend. The moment you receive this letter, it means that I have broken our promise and left without saying goodbye. Oh, is this Griseo writing the letter to... what's his name? Dragon Boy. Please, follow the railroad towards the north in pursuit of that swindler named Willie Paul. In fact, there will be neither me nor Willie Paul at the station you are arriving at. Only this belated letter of explanation. Maybe not. If nothing has happened, I would have landed in Belgium by now. Okay, yeah, definitely not Griseo. I jumped a bit too far into a conclusion there. As for the next stop, I can't say for sure now. It depends on how our real enemy will act. In the best scenario, I will catch him in Antwerp. But as you know, it won't be easy. Who's Dragon Boy? One moment. One moment. Let's finish the... One of the 13 Flame Chasers. Why am I about to... I was about to, like, exit out of the story in Honkai Impact when I have the Honkai website right over here for making the thumbnail. Give me one moment. I believe I can find him... earlier. Alright, there's come on, where is he? Yeah, too far in that direction, I think. No. Oh, I think I'm going almost somewhere. Nope. Ay, ay, ay. Come on. Oh, come on. I'm seeing a bunch of pictures of Griseo, but Those two were like tied at the hip. Where is he? No? Ay, 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 ay. Nope. This one. Well, I kind of found him, but the problem is I found his Honkai Beast form. That is not what I'm looking for. Come on. Oh, oh, oh. Here we are. Here we are. This guy. I forget his name, but he's one of the 13 Flame Chasers from back when, from back during Hu Tao's era that she comes from. So. but yeah, he, you know what? Why don't I also show? He eventually turns into this thing. This is his like dragon bat creature thing form. Like, but I don't know what you're trying to spell there. Oh, the story's getting. Yeah, the story has been getting good. Uh, it's very complicated. It's very complicated. To be more specific, this is what the 13 Flame. What he turned into back when he was alive. But what we are actually looking at is his digitized memory. The last memory that was saved before he died. But yeah, that was the whole aspect of the Elysian realm. Don't know if you're at that part of the story, but yeah. And now, after all this time, Hua has found Griseo. After thousands of years of Griseo being adrift in space. Of course, I know what a delicious specialty. I know that a delicious specialty can't compensate for a thrilling adventure. After all, it's an essential material for your survival. At the simple wooden table, Fuhua was writing silently. Okay, so yeah, I was wrong the first time and right the second time. It is Fuhua. The light indoors, the light indoors was poor, but good enough in this era where light bulbs were not yet popular. It was the rough paper and poor quality pen, rather than lighting, that affected her writing speed more. After all, she had decided to write the letter to Holmes on the spur of the moment, and she could only make use of what was at hand. Ah, so this is back when Hua was living back in Old Town London, and she was working with Dr. Holmes going after Moriarty, which, if you don't know about what's going on with the story right now, so a quick rundown. Hua has suddenly been sent off or pulled off into another bubble universe, where she not only has found GRISEO'S ark with all the preserved seeds and stuff that were sent with GRISEO, but she also found the body of Moriarty in a museum in this bubble universe. It seems that Moriarty was like some sort of android from an old ancient area made out of the same stuff that, at least from what I understand, Moriarty was made out of the same solium material that Otto used for making his bodies. But then again, Moriarty did look like when I saw him for the first time, he did look like a little kid back when Otto was a kid. So I'm kind of curious if Moriarty is actually one of Otto's soliums that gained sentience or something. Even so, I still hope you will understand my decision. We are only one step away from arresting our common enemy. But in this final step, I must engage him in close combat. As a Schicksal Valkyrie, I have no reason to put citizens in such danger, even if you volunteered to satisfy your curiosity. Thank you for the recap. You're welcome. There's a lot when it comes to the Honkai story. Hence, for example, I don't remember that Dragon Boy's name, but yeah, there's just so much that's going on, like when it comes to Kevin, Hua, and all the different characters. Not to mention the new bad guy that seems to have the same sort of authority level as that core of finality that Kiana has absorbed. Vita is the right? Yeah, I think Vita's the name of the new enemy. So yeah, there's a lot going on. I will submit all of the above to Schicksal in form of a report. Certainly, it will also include your several acts of vandalizing the scene, moving evidence, beating up police officers to resist arrest. Rest assured, Schicksal will give you a fair judgment. Based on my experience, it won't be too severe. At the very least, they won't go after those autobiographical literature works of yours. You can't give away the most crucial secrets. After all, M's true identity, you don't know anything about it. Fuhua hesitated a little before adding those seemingly harsh words. More than 3 months have passed since she came to England and began this special mission. Whether it was the members of Schicksal who contacted her, the Scotland Yard police who were forced to cooperate, or even a certain someone who accidentally became her travel companion, they only know one thing. that she was sent here directly by by the Shixel Overseer to track down an exceedingly vicious criminal mastermind, James Moriarty. This criminal mastermind never left any trace, but he secretly controlled the entire underground network of criminals in London. He's ruthless in his actions, yet there's a calm elegance revealed in the details of his actions. No one knew where he came from, except for a very few, like Fuhua or Otto Apocalypse, the Shixel Overseer. In fact, essentially, the latter could be regarded as Moriarty's father, because this Moriarty came from one of his prototype Solian bodies, so I was right there. How on earth did this Solian... I just got a buzz on my phone. Where did... Oh, right, I'm looking at my phone right there. I don't know why I got a buzz on my phone. There's no new messages on there. That's weird. How on earth did this Solian body awaken his sense of self? And how did he escape from the backup warehouse of Shixel and make it all the way to England? Why did he name himself Moriarty? How did he establish himself to be the head of the criminal organizations in London? On the other hand, how did Otto investigate all this? Why give her the task and not Rihanna, who is clearly more involved in this? Fuhua had no clue about any of the questions above, and never intended to delve into them. For hundreds of years, she and Otto had come to an understanding, or so she thought. For her, there was only one thing that mattered at the moment: eradicating Moriarty's criminal organizations once and for all, and bringing him to justice. Fuhua thought back to all the cases during the last 3 months and summarized them on paper. After the incident with Colonel Moran, we all thought that he was finally at the end of his rope, but strangely, he didn't seem to be so demoralized. Instead, he appeared to be more and more motivated. In Paddington, he disappeared from a surrounded carriage, leaving us with nothing but a defiant note. In Masselton, he used us to break up a rival gang that was trafficking children, while we never found a single trace of him. I cite those examples to remind you that he was not only crafty, but also seemed to enjoy playing games with us. Why did YouTube just close on my phone? That was weird. Even the destruction of the organization he had built from scratch failed to spoil his enjoyment. With such a volatile enemy, no one knows what he will do when cornered. So I had to carefully clip all his wings first, before going after him alone for the final pursuit. After all, with all due respect, when it comes to fighting within Shixel, you really can't help me in any way. Stopping here, Fuhua took out her pocket watch and carefully confirmed the time. I'm positive that no one can get you to put aside your curiosity. That's why I'm asking my colleagues in Shixel to secretly distract you and make you think that Willie Paul is important too. I'm staying in a hotel in a small town outside Dover. The hotel is so sparse and it's so remotely located that I even need the local newsboy to deliver my letter. I'll be out of here in less than 7 hours. I have no luggage, and I will leave no trace. It will be almost impossible for you or Moriarty to find me. In a few days, it will all be settled. Go back to Baker Street and be patient until then. Shixel will send someone to tell you the whole truth. The moment she signed Fuhua, even she herself did not expect that. The legendary duel that was later to be interpreted beyond recognition had quietly started from that moment. I really like reusing this map. Really fitting for a hotel with a bunch of bedrooms. Fuhua returned to the front entrance of the hotel, handed the letter to the newsboy who had been waiting there for a long time, and gave him some hush money. You know, normally someone who's trying to maintain as low of a profile as possible and disappear without a trace as fast as possible would give the letter shortly before they leave instead of 7 hours before. That's kind of stupid. Right as she walked down the corridor, lost in thought.
そこのお嬢さん、お待ちください。105号室のお客さんですよね。人違いでしたら申し訳ないんですけど。
Uh-oh.
もしかして店名の深さんですか?
A young man in uniform came out of the blue and strode towards Fuhua.
あなたはここでお会いできるなんて予想外でしたよ。どうやらスコットランドヤードの噂は嘘ではないみたいです。彼らがどんな話をしているか知ってますか? 東から来たバルキリーは事件やトラブルとともに現れると。ちょっとした冗談です。私のことを覚えていますか? 面識があるはずですよ。確か先月の放火事件の時です。
すみません。ここ数ヶ月はいろんな人と会っていますので。
私としたことがお偉いさんとなるとそうなりますよね。自分はケント州の警部でヘンリーと申します。スコットランドヤードに使い走りをやらされたこともあります。
Remembering what I do from the Dr. Holmes books or Sherlock Holmes books, I feel like Hua is walking into a trap or being invited to a trap because Moriarty has quite the connections. He pulled a police ID out of his pocket. His movements were slightly dramatic, and he seemed to have handcuffs and weapons stuffed in the pockets of his bulging plainclothes, which gave an unexpectedly unassuming impression.
ウィリー・パウロという悪党を捕まえに来たんです。きっと深さんも知ってますよね。
ウィリー・パウロ。以前流したデマとは違って、彼はどうやらこの方向へと逃げてきたみたいだ。しかし、ケント州の警察がここまで追ってきている以上、もしかしてモリアーティは
ともかく彼のことを忘れてないようですね。実は少し前にこの宿へ逃げ込んだという目撃情報を入手して、見かけたことはありますか?
すみません。私も着いたばかりなんです。そのことについては一切知りません。
ああ、それは残念です。警察庁長官にまで恐れられるほどの名探偵となればさぞ手間が省けるのかと思っていました。
From the man's seemingly sarcastic tone, Fuhua realized that this inspector belonged to the local police force that would not accept her easily. Due to the strong intervention of Shixel in the pursuit of Moriarty, many police officers found it hard to adapt to the existence of Valkyries like Fuhua.
どうやら説明に一苦労しそうだ。モリアーティの組織はウィリーと連絡が取れなくなっていますから、スコットランドヤードが彼を逮捕するのも時間の問題かと思っていました。ここに現れるのは確かに想像外です。これが偶然なら。
偶然かもしれませんし、深さんが計算できていなかったのかもしれません。どのみち自分の仕事は真相を確かめることです。今から各階層を捜査する予定です。深さん、秘密任務とやらがそう緊急ではないのでしたら当然手伝ってくれますよね。原則上逃げた犯人を捕まえ市民の安全を守るのは警察の義務です。そんな義務に対し市民に協力してもらえる権利もあると思っています。だからといってあなたに要求することはできませんが、警察の仕事に協力することは この国においては一種の美徳です。
Is that a threat, Detective Henry?
どうやらこの人は説得しづらいタイプのようだ。でもフェリーが出港するまでにあと7時間もある。それにモリアーティが何かしらの手段で私の行方を把握しているのかどうかも確認しなければならない。わかりました。では手っ取り早くことを済ませましょう。
それは光栄です。
事前に話しておきますが、事件の進捗がどんな状態であろうと、明日の朝には引き続き自分の任務を遂行します。
ええ、わかりました。手分けして操作するとしましょう。私は左から、深さんは右からでいいですね。
はい。旅館の客にはどれぐらい事情を話せますか？
そうですね。午後に金髪の人を見かけていないか、そのことさえ聞けば十分かと。外はあんな天気ですし、元より来ている人は少ないですから。もちろんウィリーを直接見かけたら一発になってその場で逮捕してください。彼の顔は知っていますよね。
はい。
Wait. Huh. Okay. So I'm so.
なんだいあんたたちは。
すみません。今日の午後にこの旅館で金髪の若い男性を見かけませんでしたか？
多分ないの。普段は他人のことに気を配らないんじゃ。ここの管理人かい？何かあったのかね？
定期検査みたいなものです。そう焦らないでください。この後に似たような人物を見かけたらフロントの方まで報告してください。
The door was unlocked and there didn't seem to be anyone inside. Fuhua checked the room quickly and found no sign of anyone breaking in. The door... Okay. Okay.
誰だ? 何をしに来た?
すみません。金髪の若い男性を見かけませんでしたか？
あんた誰なんだ?
警察に協力しているものです。これでお分かりいただけますか？
警察? まったくなんてこった。こんなど田舎まで来れば邪魔されることはないと思って遠路はるばる隅に来たっていうのに。
質問に答えるだけです。そう時間は取りません。
わかってる。面倒事はごめんだからな。今日は一日中部屋にいた。あんたの言うようなやつに出くわした覚えはない。
わかりました。ではこの後似たような人物を見かけたらフロントの方まで報告してください。
はいはい、わかったよ。本当についてないな。
I mean, you've been in your room all day. This is the... If that's the case, and you haven't interacted with anybody, this is your only bad luck.
そちらもどうやら終わったみたいですね。さすがバルキリー、私より作業が早い。
Henry, you aren't off of my suspicious list yet.
しかし収穫はゼロですから失望させるかもしれません。
私も同じです。ですがまだここに。
Hey, Rampage! How's it going? Hope you're doing well.
ここはすみません。ここは私の部屋です。
ええ、先ほど見かけました。しかしプロセス上こちらの部屋に対しても捜査を行う必要があります。
Rampage has been following me for quite a while, Jonah, back when I was playing Crossout. Doing good. Glad that the leaves have fallen and the signal is cleared up so I can stream again. As I was telling Jonah earlier, my oldest sister and her husband are coming up for Thanksgiving, so I got a couple days off of work so I can see her. Really looking forward to that. And yeah, I'm hoping to try to download a game engine to try to learn how to make some 2D games. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, for the most part, I am doing pretty good. Pretty good.
どうしたんですか？
さっき出た時は鍵をかけていませんでしたが。
Yep. Yeah, I do have a lot of appreciation for Rampage Terror for sticking around so long. Thank you very much. As soon as she said that, the expression on both their faces grew apprehensive.
それは確かですか？裏側からロックされているみたいです。我らが友人はどうやら最悪な隠れ場を選んでしまったようですね。
The inspector grabbed the door handle hard and gave it a few tugs while he slammed at the door with his other hand, but there was no response from the room.
彼には歓迎されてないみたいです。
The inspector took out the gun hidden in his pocket and seemed ready to break the door lock directly, but Fuhua stopped him by blocking the door first.
大きな騒ぎを起こしたくはありません。任せてください。これで大丈夫でしょう。
After Fuhua applied some force with her wrist, the door shook a little before the handle on the side dropped limply. What? What? How fragile were doorknobs back then? All you need to do is an excessive amount of force right next to them and they've... What?
行きますよ。
Without so much as an explanation, Fuhua pushed open the door. She thought there would be a malicious criminal behind the door, or at least a helpless goon. Perhaps she could get information about Moriarty from this criminal and speed up her final pursuit. Or perhaps she would find that her whereabouts have been exposed, and Moriarty would once again disappear into the dark, nowhere to be found. But the reality completely betrayed her imagination.
これは。
A man lay on his stomach on the carpet of the room. A young man with blonde hair, exactly as described by the inspector, and the image in Fuhua's memory. This fugitive who had worked for Moriarty now lay lifeless in Fuhua's own room.
その目の前の状況について説明できますか、深さん。
死んでいますね。どうしてここで死んでいるのかは私も今考えています。
Oh boy. The inspector eyed Fuhua strangely and crouched down to check the man lying on the floor.
ウィリー・パウロ、本人で間違いありません。確かに死んでいます。しかし、こうなるとこれまで以上にあなたに協力してもらう必要があります。深さん、自分の部屋で何が起こったのかをきっちり説明できない以上、あなたは間違いなく容疑者の一人になります。
Really, Jonah? Yay, man! Oh, boy. But hey, give credit to Moriarty. One good way of slowing down the person pursuing you. Make sure that the police are blah, blah, blah. Make sure the police are suspecting the one pursuing you. It seemed that the cunning criminal mastermind had prepared a real big gift for his sworn enemy this time.
状況を整理しましょう。私がここに到着するまで、あなたは手紙を出すために105号室を出ました。約5分経って戻ってきた時に私に会い、それからは他の10部屋を捜査しました。ですがウィリーの行方は見つかりませんでした。そして最後にあなたの部屋を捜査しようとしたところ、ドアに鍵がかけられていることに気づき、一緒に突入するとウィリーの死体が転がっていました。
確かにそうです。
つまりたった数分間で死体がキノコが生えるかのように部屋に現れたんです、
That's harsh.
はい。私も不思議に思っています。
こちらの意見を聞いてみますか。スコットランドヤードに詳細を報告してきます。その間、この部屋を離れることはお勧めしません。
Do I think Detective Henry and Fuhua are good in court? I don't know about Detective Henry. We've only just met him. I think Shixel has some pretty good lawyers, but they're not likely to show up in the 12 hours that, or actually no, less than that, in the 6 hours Fuhua needs to get out of here. So I think Fuhua's in good in court. Not that good.
先ほど重要な調査任務があると言ったはずです。明日までに目標の隠れ家へたどり着けなかった場合、手がかりが途絶えてしまいます。
こちらにとっても同じですよ。人命をほったらかしにしてしまうと、我々警察がつないできた正義が途絶えてしまいます。
なるほど。では明日の船が出港する前に先にあなたの正義を捕まえるというのはどうですか。夜明けまでに事件を明らかにさせて自分の潔白を証明しましょう。
いいですよ。私はドアの鍵ほど丈夫ではないので強行手段なんて取れません。お好きなやり方でどうぞ。
That's good, cause oh my goodness.
理解していただきありがとうございます、警部。
The inspector said no more and turned away. Apparently, he was indeed not used to this way of solving cases and even appeared to be a little nervous.
次は都政の羽を使わずに全て解決できることを祈りましょう。
Oh, they've already got the chalk line around him. Oh wow, the whoever killed that guy really trashed this place. The hands of the clock pointed to the space between the numbers 9 and 10.
おかしい。前にこの時計を確認したとき、針が正確に動いてたはず。何かが振り子にぶつかったのでしょうか。となると、事件の発生時刻を推測できる。いいえ、そうとは限らない。どちらにしても、事件が起こったのは出かけていたほんのわずかな間だけ。
Plus, if the person's trying to set her up as the murderer, then that would mean they walked into the wrong room. No, I think they walked into the right room. One moment. Okay, my phone should not buzz with every Twitch notification. But yeah, I think Moriarty is trying to set her up for so that she's falsely accused of murder. And, I mean, if that's the case, all they need to do when they break the clock is make sure that the hands are pointing at the wrong time so that it looks like they may have been broken at a different time.
それに、死体の位置から見れば、その時に何かがあったとしても、時計には影響しないはず。では、どうして遅くなっているんでしょうか。
small table was strewn with paraphernalia. 2 train tickets, a ferry ticket, a few notes, and cash. A far cry from the lack of life in the room that Fuhu had tried to maintain.
ここにある手がかりで彼の行動を再現したところで以前の予想とあまり変わらないでしょう。しかし逃亡中ウィリーはずっと何らかの導きを受けていた。モリアーティからなぜこの捨て駒に。それにこの人はなぜ証拠をわざと私の部屋に置いたのでしょうか。
Again, try and make it so that you're blamed for the murder. The desk was a mess. Evidently, the fight between the victim and the murderer took place here.
空白の便箋が散らばっていてこぼれたインクも乾いている。手がかりがあるようには見えない。
The one on the floor was Willie Paul, as dead as a doornail.
殴打された跡が全身のあちこちにある。虐待されていたみたい。彼は以前どこかに監禁されて拷問を受けていた。しかしこれほどの傷をつけるにも手間がかかるはず。
Sheesh!
ついさっき危害を加えられたのならどうやってこんな短時間でこれほどの傷を負わせたんでしょうか。とっくに殺害されていたとしたらなぜ犯人は死体を私の部屋まで移動させたのか。
ずいぶんと早かったですね。
手がかりを整理するにはまだ
急いだ方がいいですよ。
ええ。ただ客と管理人を含めてこの旅館に泊まっている人
がっかりするかもしれませんよ。客が3人、それに加えて管理人が1人、それくらいです。105号室の深さ、106号室の男性、111号室の老人、誰一人としてウィリーを見かけていませんでした。とにかくフロントに座っていた管理人は何にも知らないようです。話によれば彼女は乗馬でうっかりお尻に怪我をした哀れなおじに代わって管理人をやっているだけです。
Oops.
106号室の客人は画家。少なくとも自分はそう思っているようです。彼は静かな場所で捜索するために友人に勧められてこの偏僻な旅館を選びました。経歴上特に怪しいところはありません。彼から聞いた話だと約数時間前、確かに隣の部屋から低くくぐもった音が聞こえてきたようです。この証言についてもちろん彼に質問してもらっても大丈夫ですよ。ただ嘘をついているようには見えませんでした。
数時間前。その時部屋にいたのは私だけだから本当の話ではない。ただ例外があるとしたら。いいえ、だからといって今すぐ嘘かどうかを試す必要はない。ここはつい最近学んだ彼のやり方で問題を解決するとしましょう。
Something you learned recently? What you learn recently?
111号室の老人となるとちょっとおかしな話になりますよ。階段から一番近い部屋を指名したようです。若い時に逃してしまったデートの約束を果たすためだとか、どうも老いぼれらしい話をしてました。彼は廊下の様子をずっと気にしていたようですが、ウィリー・パウロがいつ来たのかについては確認できていませんでした。目が悪いので基本は耳に頼ってたそうで。そして最後は深さんです。管理人はあなたがチェックインした記憶はないと言いつつも、確かにここに住んでいるとも話してました。相当おかしいですよね。
彼女は確かに頼りなさそうだったから無理もない。
111号室の老人が言ってた深さんの靴の音、106号室の若い客はあなたの部屋からおかしな音が聞こえたと証言している。こうもなると正直いろいろと想像せざるを得ませんね。
言いたいことはわかります。ご安心を。もしそれが私なりのやり方でしたら、あなたは私と会ったことすら覚えていなかったでしょう。気にしないでください。とにかく あなたの同僚が到着するまでに真相を暴いてみせます。ここ数ヶ月の間、私と私のパートナーが毎回ように。
One moment of the loading circle showing up. That ain't good.
ゆっくり考えてみましょう。今現在特に怪しいのは、部屋を離れた5分間で突然部屋にウィリーの死体が現れた。それに傷つけるのに長時間はかかる跡が残る。普通これほど短時間のうちに人を殺害して死体を運び込むような行為はバルキリーですら難しい。ただもしこれが短時間で起こった出来事ではなかったら、ウィリーの死体が最初から現場にあったなら、仮にそうだとしてもどうやって私の目を欺いたのでしょうか。ゆっくり考えてみましょう。今現在特に怪しいのは、強行手段を使ってドアを開けようとした時鍵がかかっていた。つまりドアは裏側から鍵がかかっていた。でも部屋の中には生きている人間などいなかった。なら鍵はどうやってかけたのでしょうか。
You know, we didn't inspect the windows.
それに鍵をかけた理由は、そうすることで何かメリットがあったとか。ゆっくり考えてみましょう。今現在特に11部屋もあるこの旅館には、105号室の他に106号室と111号室にも客が泊まっていて、この位置関係、偶然にしては出来があって、どんな順番で客室を調査していたのでしょうか。確かゆっくり考えてみましょう。今現在特にとなると、さっきズルをしなかったのは私の。ここが105号室ですね。106
Wait.
107
Okay. So we're not actually inspecting the doors?
108。
深さん、どうかしました？
それでここから1、2、3、4。なるほど。全部わかりました。このトリック、簡単といえば簡単ですけど。
Inspector Henry caught up to her, panting like a dog.
ほんの一瞬ですけど、なりふり構わずここから逃げるんじゃないかと思いましたよ。
いえ、さて、どこから説明しましょうか。先ほど105号室で逃亡犯ウィリー・パウロの死体を見つけました。しかしあなたの視点から見ても私は容疑者ではないはずですよね。私は部屋の客人で、部屋には被害者がいた。このことが間違っていたらどうでしょうか。
Pip.
以前自分の部屋の時計をちゃんと確認したことがあって、その時は正確に動いていました。うっかり何かをぶつけてしまったなどのアクシデントを除けば、明らかに時計はちゃんと動いていないことになります。つまりもともと同じ時計ではない。現場にある机の上には乗船チケット、紙切れ、現金などが散らかっていました。
Are we about to find out that someone had shifted all the room numbers while she was gone?
そこにウィリーがいたのなら、それくらい残してもおかしくありません。
私はそう思っていません。部屋を離れるまで机の上には何も置きませんでした。私がいないうちにウィリーが潜入していたのだとしたら、 自分のものを残す必要なんてありません。ですが、一つ例外があります。部屋を離れる直前に机の前で手紙を書いていました。その時に使っていたインクは机の上にあったものです。しかし現場にあったインクはこぼれていて、すでに乾いていました。たった数分間で一瓶分のインクを固まらせるなんて明らかに不可能です。となると答えは一つしかありません。先ほどの話を合わせると、ある事実が明らかになってくるんです。死体を見つけた部屋は私が住んでいた105号室ではありません。もっと
The inspector made a sharp inhale, unable to question Fuhua, and simply stared at her absent-mindedly.
別に難しいことではありません。旅館の廊下はもともと円になっていますから、部屋番号が書かれている紙を逆の順番、つまり反時計回りを時計回りにしてルームピッツをすることで、左手の5番目にある105号室は107号室になり、本来の107号室は105号室になったのです。
たかがプレートを入れ替えただけで部屋を勘違いさせることができるんですか？万が一勘で正しい方向へ行ってしまったらどうするんです？それに先ほどはご自身が泊まってた107号室も調べましたよね。
確かに不思議に思うかもしれません。ですがちょうど他の任務を遂行中でしたから、自分の部屋に誰かが生活した痕跡を残さないようにしていました。つまり秘密裏の行動に慣れた私に対するとっておきのトリックです。さらに犯人はもう一つことをなしています。巧妙に私を階段の方まで誘導し、11から部屋を数えさせる。数字を逆に数えることで何個目の部屋なのかに対して私は鈍感になってしまいます。
Hi, Henry, killer.
105号室と107号室はもともと奥に位置する部屋です。それに加えて夜遅くなると細部に存在する差に気づきづらくなり、判断を誤ってしまう可能性がより高まります。そして犯人は自ら間違った105号室の前に立ち、警察として私にここが105号室だと教えてくれました。
深さん、
警部、実に残念でしたね。私が手紙を出しに行っている間にあなたがプレートを入れ替えたのです。他の客に関しても106号室は対象軸の位置にあったので、プレートを入れ替えても位置は変わりません。111号室は101号室に近いため、視力が弱いご老人は階段の隣にあるかどうかだけを気にしていました。科学的な調査が行われたなら、警部と比べればあの頼りない管理人や法から罪を問われない私の犯行の可能性がよっぽど高い。だ
違います、深さん。根拠もなくそう疑われては困ります。
根拠がないわけではありません。すべてを証明できる方法があります。この事件で一番疑問に思ったのは、なぜ偽の部屋に鍵をかけたかです。鍵をかけないと、この後現場が封鎖された際に鍵が合わないことに私が気づくからです。そうなると部屋を入れ替えたことがバレてしまうから、鍵をかけることで強行手段でドアを壊す理由を作ったのです。本当の目的は鍵を破壊して107号室だと気づかせないことです。言い方を変えれば、私の持つ鍵で扉を閉めることができた。
Finishing her words, Fuhua turned around and inserted the key into the lock hole. However, before she heard the distinct click of locking,
私の負けですよ。
the outcome was already clear. Whew! After that, the policeman who received the urgent telegram took Inspector Henry away. According to him, he followed Willie on the hot pursuit and finally, with the intel from the informant, found his target in the hotel. Eager for promotion, he interrogated Willie by force to find out the whereabouts of his other accomplices, but accidentally killed him as a result. After that, he happened to see the Schicksal Valkyrie come to the same hotel and then came up with the whole series of tricks. Apparently, he was not a law-abiding detective to begin with. The illegal use of firearms is prohibited by the British police, but he tried to break the lock by firing a gun.
私が彼と同じく自分の任務を全うするためにウィリーみたいな人間の死を適当に扱って事を丸く収めるとでも思ったのでしょ
But she cared.
う。でも自分で計画のすべてを考えたというのはおそらく嘘だ。
Inspector Henry had definitely crossed paths with Moriarty, and perhaps the whole thing had been orchestrated by the latter. Maybe he just accidentally killed someone and Moriarty swooped in. But it makes no difference. Every detail of this strategy would only work under a particular combination of circumstances was a part of Moriarty's plan. The owner of the hotel who fell off the horse, the guests who were tricked for various reasons, the fraudster who chose to hide here, the police who got the information from an informant, and even the fact that the deceased easily died from the forced confession itself. How much of it was actually orchestrated? And could it be that the whole point of this was to delay Fuhua and distract her from pursuing Moriarty? Or was he simply playing a game? A shiver ran down Fuhua's spine at that thought. That was his style, but...
待って。すべてがモリアーティの計画なら、私が確実にこの宿に泊まりに来るようにしないといけない。それに、泊まり方とスケジュールを把握する必要がある。もしかして、手紙を読んだ？いえ、それはありえない。先ほど出してきたばかりで、その後すぐに警部と会った。なら。
In that instant, Fuhua thought she saw Moriarty's silhouette as clear as day.
あの新聞の売り子？私がここにいることを知っていて、手紙を書き終えるまで旅館の入り口でずっと待っていた。このトリックを考え出す時間と条件を備えていて、それを助け舟として警部に出したのでしょう。
The newsboy was Moriarty in disguise.
つ
Great.
まり、あの子がモリアーティ本人。子供。
No, on second thought, that isn't strange at all. A body of Solium had great plasticity in nature. Therefore, changing the appearance to be a child wouldn't be impossible for him. After all, nearly no one had ever seen Moriarty's real appearance, and taking the form of a child served as a natural disguise to mislead Fuhua and Oto. And this body was even more convenient than adults. He could escape through a hole in a surrounded carriage, or he could pose as a victim and infiltrate the child trafficking organizations to give orders.
そう。きっとこれが真相に違いない。
Too late to contact the real detective now. This time, Fuhua was positive that she had finally reached Moriarty. Should she tell the local police to track the newsboy immediately? But with his ability...
いえ、以前彼に会った時、手元にはハガキがあった。そこがもし彼の向かう場所だとしたら、ライヘンバッハの滝。
Okay. Time flew by. More than 100 years have passed since that famous showdown, which has long been celebrated in the annals of world detective literature. And the two people who were the original models for the protagonist and antagonist have long since parted ways, in the truest sense of the term. When they meet again, will they remember the incident on the night before the showdown? Or could it be, from the perspective of this cunning revenge seeker, that in sight now is a very real vendetta? Or just a straightforward goal like it's a game? Coming back to the present, the Avenger who claimed to be artist looking from a distance as his old friend was surrounded by monsters. He even made pretentious comments time to time. This was his favorite way of doing things. He didn't show up before the other party and hid in the shadows where he had the best seat to admire the show he had intricately planned.
これはこれは元気にしていただろうか。親愛なる名探偵さん。君の信念、自信、強靭さ。目的を見定めると何がどうなろうと必ずそこへ向かう。まるで古今東西、人々が崇拝してきた先駆のようだ。僕から見ればそこに君ならではの優位性、実に賛美に値する崇高さがある。知っての通り、僕は相手の長所をはばかる真似などしない。
These new Honkai creatures look rather intimidating.
何しろ十分な研鑽を重ねれば最大の優位性は最も致命的な劣勢になりかねない。例えば大半の魚類と同じさ。溺死することはないが水から離れては生きていけない。100年前幾多の国を越え僕たちはライヘンバッハで再会した。今も君はこうして僕のために禁足地を開けてくれた。真相に対する一途な探求心によって。
Yeah, boy.
とても助かったよ。さて皆さん、これからの展開を見てみないかい？なーに、礼にはお返しが必要さ。我らが名探偵のためにとっておきの再会パーティーを用意したんだ。今度はどちらが崖から落ちるか最後まで見届けようではないか。
Oh boy.
グレッシュ、今の調子はどうですか？正直に言ってください。
力があまり回復してないみたい。でも必要だったら全力を尽くすよ。
いいえ、無理はせずビタさんたちを守りながら敵の弱点を探してください。この敵は東映の安定性に影響を与えられます。特別な個体ですから油断してはいけません。それに行動していないということは裏で誰かが指揮している可能性も。
正確な判断だね。君が深さんかな。噂通りあらゆる方面で頼もしい。これだとビタたちが信頼するのも無理はないね。
あなたたちは？
イエローちゃん、インディゴ、二人とも捕まっちゃったの？大丈夫？待ってて、今すぐ助けに行くから。レッド、落ち着いて。よく見るんだ。捕まえられたんじゃない。あの怪物たちが二人の手下なんだ。え？リツちゃん、何言ってるの？こんなに長い付き合いなのにイエローちゃんとインディゴにあんなブサイクな手下がいるなんて聞いたことがないよ。それにさっきまで怪物たちに襲われてたよね。そんな悪いやつがイエローちゃんとインディゴの手下なわけないでしょ。どうやってそんな力を手に入れたのかはわからない。でも
Disciplined Vita paused, the words she was about to utter sticking in her throat.
もしイエローとインディゴがずっと裏から事件を起こしていたとしたら、なぜインディゴが崩壊時を足止めさせるバリケードを事前に設置できたのか説明がつく。私には分かりません。イエローとインディゴが異変と関わっている。信じられませんが、立姉さんの話は一理あると勘が教えてくれています。
相変わらず君は勘が鋭いんだね。どうやら今度こそバイオレットのプリンを盗み食いするわけにはいかないようだ。 その通りだよ。僕とイエローは裏からみんなの敵、モリアーティに協力していたんだ。もちろんポロスへの危害は最小限になるように努力したよ。
最近はずっとモリアーティを手伝ってたの。ごめんね。どうして？
Yellow's confession confirmed the terrible truth.
一つ聞いてもいいですか？
ああ、
町の代理人なのに二人はどうしてモリアーティを助けているのですか？
そうだよ。あんな悪党に味方するなんてきっと理由があるんだよね。
The dark side of the Force. Mindful Vita paused a second, trying to find the right words to formulate an appropriate, thoughtful answer.
不可。町の代理人という肩書きをあえて強調するなんて、君の問い方が面白いね。
もしかして肩書きが変わったんですか？
それを確認したいだけならはっきりと答えよう。変わってはいないよ。今でも僕とイエローは代理人という肩書きとそれに伴う義務を忘れてはいない。他のビタたちと同じく、僕たちはポロスの平和を気にしているんだ。みんなに協力して町の住人を守ってくれたフカには心から感謝してるよ。
Okay.
でもみんなを危険な目に遭わせてるのはモリアーティだよね。なのにどうして協力してるの？
Yeah.
その言い方だと順番を間違えているみたいだね。目の前で起こっていることは表面だけ見れば確かにモリアーティと関わりがある。でも元をたどると彼は黒幕とは言えない。僕とイエローが協力したのも彼の行いがポロスの未来に確かなメリットをもたらすからだ。
あなたたちは何かの取引をしているんですか？
取引？確かに彼は僕に約束したよ。世界の真相や災いの降臨に関する重要なことを教えてくれる。
So Moriarty has figured out about Vita 2, I guess. The real Vita that all these are pretty much clones of.
言ったことを何でも聞き入れちゃうの？そのなんたらの約束なんてあるかどうかも怪しいのに。それに最後に約束を破ったらどうするの？
その通りだ。リスクは高い。でもモリアーティに協力すると決めたのはそんな薄っぺらな約束のためじゃない。正確に言えば僕に残された選択肢は協力するかどうかではなく協力するしかないだけなんだ。
時間？一体何を言ってるの？
僕にもよくわからないよ。すまない。急にこんなことを話してしまって。確かにわけがわからないよね。でもリツとバイオレットはそう驚いてもいないみたいだよ。
The Vitas look towards purple and green.
二人も僕と同じくモリアーティと接触したんだよね。
確かにそうだ、インディゴ。みんなすぐに伝えられなくて申し訳ない。ここに集合する前に僕とバイオレットは博物館にやってきた。彼の話を聞いたからインディゴの考えが少しは理解できるんだ。どうしてモリアーティに協力したのかもおおよそ見当がつく。
リツ、あなた。
でも
ヘスペ、君たちの友人の言い方を借りると兆候だね。その廃墟を初めて歩いた時、僕はすごく驚いたんだ。一筋一筋刻まれた谷間、一本一本佇む残骸の壁、黄金比、宇宙で最も美的センスを備えた比率さ。それが時空を超え遠い偏僻な土地で再現されている。この場に用紙が足りていたならすぐにでも記録したいほどだ。ちょっとした冗談だよ。君たちの発明を奪う気はない。たとえその全てについて 何にも知らなかったとしてもね。さて、なぜなのだろうか。要するに僕が言いたいのは、コロスとヘスペ、それとさらにはるか遠くにある廃墟。そう、オウム街のように規律性を感じ
You
さ
guys
せる
still there?
並び方。
Or
君が最も重んじる
right now it's YouTube saying I have 0 concurrent viewers, so I have no idea if anyone's still there right now.
すべてがある神の手によるものだとすれば、その目的は一体何なのか。君たちの歴史、法則、不
How
明
long
瞭
have I
な
been
災
streaming for? Now we're in 18 minutes. Wow.
人為的な仕組みの裏にどんな意味があ
I
るのだろ
don't need
う
to
か。
look at that. I got the clock right there that I can look at. You're still here? Okay.
町の代理人として
Just fighting a weekly boss? Ah! Okay. Which one are you fighting?
言えば知るべきでは。
確かにモリアーティは弱みを指摘してきた。彼の言っていたように、僕たちは自分の町を知り尽くしていないし、町の代理人としての責務も全うできていない。もしかすると彼は本当の答えと本物の変化をもたらせるのかもしれない。それでも今まで努力してきたことにも自分なりの価値があると思う。町の代理人としての掟を守ってきたからこそ、みんなに安定した生活を提供できた。町の代理人としての掟を守ってきたからこそ、
Do you have everlasting
町は
Nar?
だんだん栄えていく。
Ah! Yes. I gotta try fighting that one. I fought it at the end of the recent campaign, but I actually haven't fought it since then. I should really give that a try.
オレンジの飴食い大会、ブルーの写真集、それとバイオレットが開いたお祭り、どれも独自のルールを使って得た成果だ。だとすれば、僕たちを今まで導いてくれた掟を守り続ける。時間通りに任務を達成し、掟通りにパトロールをする。それと季節通りの祭りを執り行う。それに比べてモリアーティはかつて悪の限りを尽くした悪党だった。彼がくれるものなんて崩壊獣と動乱だけ。だから約束した真相がどんなに魅力的で、描いた青写真がどんなに綺麗なものであっても信じてはいけない。
Such is the wisdom of the disciplined Vita.
それは君たちにとっても同じだ。だからイエロー、インディゴ、バカなことはもうやめるんだ。
リツお姉ちゃん、その通り。リツ姉さんの言う通りです。リツ姉さんみたいに理屈は並べられないけど、モリアーティは絶対に私たちを裏切ります。私はリツ姉さん、そして自分を信じています。
博物館で僕たちははっきりとモリアーティの申し出を断った。君たちだって今からでも遅くない。特にイエロー、君はインディゴに誘われたんだろう。僕にはわかる。
The twin. Oh, these aren't just twins. There's 7 of them. And they're all technically androids that have existed for hundreds of years, if I remember their history correctly. Maybe more. They've been caretakers since the well, not since the foundation of the city, since the city was. They've been caretakers of this place for a long time. And yeah, like I said, there's 7 of them. I could even, like, pull up, I haven't gotten to this part in the story. I am a little spoiled by this, but, yeah, let's see. Here's this. There, 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 there. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I thought there were 7. I'm only seeing 6. But yeah. I have no idea what's going on here. I'm kind of terrified, but yeah. That's I feel bad for who was that? Orange? Yeah, Orange. I feel bad for Orange. She does not look happy. Still scary, yeah.
でも君ならきっと不自然なところに気づいているはず。
私は
Surprisingly, Voracious Vita shook her head.
違うの、リツお姉ちゃん。先にモリアーティについていくって決めたのは私の方。イエロー、どうして？
Maybe it was yellow. I don't know. Their colors look way too similar. The other Vitas bombarded Yellow with a series of questions, but she said nothing in reply. Her only response being her increasingly drooping head.
まあ、無理やりイエローに答えさせる必要はないよ。リツ、君の演説は確かに一理ある。でも僕たちも僕たちなりのやり方で町の代理人の責務を果たしてるんだ。強引に理解を求めるつもりはないし、過剰に反応しないでもらいたい。考えが一致しない以上、ここでお別れした方がいいと思う。みんな、さようなら。次に会う時には謝罪としてバイオレットのプリンを持ってくるよ。
Mindful Vita took Voracious Vita by the hand, after which the two of them turned around and walked past the monsters.
インディゴさん、ちょっと待ってください。モリアティは人心をもてあそぶことを得意としています。かつての相手として私にはそう判断する資格があります。でも私はあなたたちが決めたことに干渉する権利はありません。ただこれだけは言わせてください。彼といるときはくれぐれも気をつけて。
うん、気をつけるよ。
ねえ、二人ともちょっと待って。レッドちゃん、落ち着いて。怪物はまだ言ってないよ。でも
レッド、わがままを言ってはダメだ。今は力任せでどうこうできるような場面じゃない。
グレシュ、グリーンさん、皆さんを連れて先に撤退してください。この怪物たちは私が片付けます。
本当に大丈夫？
この数でしたら問題ありません。それに明らかにお互いにまだ手加減しているようですから。
Griseo has a very pretty design. Yeah, what's really interesting is that they're doing a lot of like incorporating her childish design from back when she was I shouldn't say alive, she's still alive, from back when she was a kid. And they are giving her a lightsaber. In fact, yeah, I suppose I could save that for later, but or I'll just reveal that when her battle suit comes out. But yeah, she's she's literally wielding a lightsaber in her new battle suit design. Ah. Oh.
このタイプの敵に遭遇すると体が不安定になってしまう。先のことを考えると何か対処法を探さなければ。
These new creatures are
戻って合流しましょう。
new Honkai beasts are so interesting.
深さん、深お姉ちゃん、大丈夫？
ええ。しかしこのタイプの敵が次々と現れると自分がいつまで持つか分かりません。町は今無防備な状態です。今すぐ戻りましょう。ああ、グリーンさん、どうかしましたか？
Green frowned as if trying hard to make up her mind. She walked up to Fuhua and proclaimed in a solemn tone.
深、イエローとインディゴに代わって謝ろう。本当にすまない。深は崩壊獣の脅威から僕たちとポロス、つまり慶明を守ってくれている。そのことには心から感謝している。最初は君を加えるかどうか迷っていた。しかし結局のところ、深が一番力を尽くしてくれている。なのに僕たち代理人の中で大きな問題が起こっている。
彼らは自分で選んだのです。きっと何か事情があるのでしょう。自分を責めることはありません。
Oh yeah, something that I should clarify to like catch you up on as to what I'm suspecting here. Who all was there? Susanna and why am I forgetting her name? Sele. Susanna and Sele. The two of them got sucked into another bubble universe where the new main enemy had orchestrated the rules of that universe. Uh-oh. My computer is saying that it's sending out a strong signal. I don't know what's going on here. Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? I think we're back. Looks like we're back. Alright. So yeah, Susanna and Sele had an encounter with an enemy that had changed the rules of the Bubbleverse they were in so that it pretty much accelerated that bubble universe's destruction. What I'm suspecting with all these little Vitas here is that somehow they are connected to whatever rules the main Vita has created to destroy this bubble universe. And Moriarty has given Blue and Yellow a piece of that information. That's what I'm suspecting, that this universe has been fated to death and Moriarty has told them a bit about what's happening.
そうだね。僕たちはイエローとインディゴを信じている。今でも自分を町の代理人と名乗っている以上、使命を裏切るような真似は決してしないだろう。いろいろありがとう、深姉さん。
These words of gratitude, gravid with solemn sincerity, were all the more powerful having come from the ordinarily aloof Green.
イエローとインディゴならそうたやすく町を襲わる。でもモリアーティの方はそうとは限らないよね。
That is a really good theory. It is a theory based on what we know from the current lore. So, yeah. But the only question I have is, how would Moriarty... Like, we still need to figure out how Moriarty came to this bubble universe. But we also need to figure out how Moriarty was able to figure all of that out from being trapped in a museum. There's something very odd about that.
それに彼が操っ っていた怪物は崩壊獣とはちょっと違うみたいだったよ。
そうなの？てっきり新型の崩壊獣かと思ってた。
和光君の言う通りです。あの崩壊獣は見たことがありません。なんと言えばいいでしょう。とにかく変な感じがします。それにモリアーティがなぜあんな怪物を刺激できるのかも気になります。
Does he have access to the authority of whatever Vita's core is called? I forget. Oh boy.
フカたちが禁足地にいた時に突如現れたんだ。原因は不明。
グレーシュ、あなたの能力であれの正体を見抜けますか？
ごめんね、まだはっきりと見えないの。私には名前のない色しか見えなかった。その色はあの怪物たちの中にある。名前もないし説明もできない。だから裏にどんな意味があるのかわからない。
例えるなら、見知らぬ言語の意味は理解できなくても、それが言語であることははっきりとわかる。
うん、だいたいそう。前にも他の星でもそういった見てもわからない状況があったの。
わかりました。でもなぜモリアーティはそんな力を得たのでしょうか。
Yeah.
怪物を操り、その秘密を知り、町の代理人を味方にするなんて。
No, I lost your. Oh.
ねえ、名探偵フカって。
Oh, that's unfortunate.
おかしくないかな。
Should I? I haven't opened up Honkai Star in a couple weeks now. I need to do that. But yeah, sorry to hear that, Jonah. Do I need to? There are so many games and so many things I want to do. It is getting very difficult for me to do everything. Like I've already had to write off Zenless Zone Zero as a game that to add to my list because it is just getting too big. I'm sorry, but I'm not adding ZZZ onto my schedule.
そうだろうか。
だって禁足地で何が起きて何を見てきたのか全然話してくれないんだもん。いろいろとありすぎたからじゃない。でも今回の危機を乗り越えたらどうやってグレイシュさんを助けたのか。本当にそうかな。
Don't be sorry, it was coming to me already.
いいことを隠してる
That's fair.
ねえ、バイオレットちゃん、君も何か言ってよ。そうだ、バイオレットちゃんは勘が一番鋭いんだから、それを使って僕の話が合ってるかどうか試してみて。バイオレットちゃん？ねえ、バイオレットちゃん？ごめんなさい。ちょっとぼーっとしてました。バイオレット、イエローとインディゴがここを離れてからずっとそんな感じだよね。
I mean, her name is
魂が抜けちゃったみたいに。
her name is Harmonious Vita. I think the betrayal of Yellow and Blue has kind of destroyed that harmony.
二人のことが心配なの？はい。安心して。イエローはついてる子だから。それに賢いインディゴも一緒だし。インディゴは知っての通り、時々自分勝手になることもあるけど、いざとなればいろいろとわきまえて行動できるでしょ。わきまえる。あ、そう、それです。さっきから妙におかしいと思ってたんです。こういう重要な時にインディゴはどうしてわざと私に話しかけてきたんだろうって。ちっとも彼らしくないと思ったんです。
Ah, she's finding the harmony again.
それってプ リンを盗み食いしたこと。
プリン？なんだか聞き覚えがあるような。ビタ姉さんですよ。前に一度ビタ姉さんが旅行の帰りに持ってきてくれた冷たくてツルツルとしたお菓子です。記念品として残りのプリンをお祭り用の倉庫に入れておいたんです。でもここ最近は祝日がなかったからもう長い間そこに行ってません。
ということはインディゴがプリンを盗み食いしたと言ったのは、もしかしてモリアーティの居場所をこっそりと教えてくれてるのかな。
インディゴなら確かにやりそうだ。
一番勘が鋭いバイオレットに不自然なところに気づかせて情報を伝えるインディゴらしいやり方だね。じゃあ早速その倉庫に行ってみようよ。それからモリアーティってやつを捕まえるんだ。
You're bringing Hua and Griseo with you. Oh, yep.
確かにその倉庫に行ってみてもいいでしょう。ただ
新しく現れた怪物に対処できるようにその色を分析する必要があると思う。
Griseo explained her analytical powers to the Vitas.
具体的に言えば私はこの世界、この街や存在するすべてをより詳しく知る必要がある。どういうことかあまりわからないけど、とにかく僕たちの街を知る必要があるってこと。だったら僕たちに聞いて大正解だよ。だって街の管理人以上にここのことを知ってる人はいないから。
では手分けして行動しましょう。私はモリアーティの隠れ家になりそうな倉庫を調べてきます。他の人たちはグレーシュと一緒に行動してください。パトロールしながら街を守ればグレーシュも慶明の色を調べられるでしょう。
待って一人であの悪党のアジトに行くの？ダメそんなスリルじゃなくて危険なところに一人で行かせる。
Vita. Yeah, for someone so righteous, you have been void of conflict this entire time, and when conflict is finally before you, you're like, wait, no, that's too exciting. Take me with you.
ああ、それに道案内も必要だ。地図だけではストレートに理解できないと思う。
確かに。
だからオレンジ、ブルー、君たちは負荷についていってほしい。任せたよ。
ちょっとどうして僕じゃないの？僕はビタの中で一番足が速いのにいつだって先頭にいられるんだよ。
だからダメなんだ。
Wow. Green and orange exchanged a knowing glance.
一番のレッドには最も重要な任務を任せないといけないの。最も重要な任務？ほら考えてみて。モリアーティが調子に乗ってるのは怪物を制御できるからでしょ。でもそれにさっきは自分でも言ってたよね。街に詳しい人といえば自分の右に出る者はいないって。そうだよね。わかった。
Oh, those Vitas are so adorable. Righteous Vita grabbed Griseo's hand, ready to hit the road.
グレーシュ、早速出発しよう。祝日のパフォーマンスも日頃からやってるトラブル解決センターもとことん紹介してあげるから。ただ
It's hard to say how much help learning about Chimming's history will do for Griseo tapping into her powers. It is abundantly clear that the monsters have little to do with the city's history. Their origin, essence, and potential weakness seem rather detached from the city itself.
でもこれが慶明。ここならではのオリジナルな色が生まれてる。不本意だけどここは確かに箱舟計画の果実。 だとしたらここの色を認識し記録することは私の義務。
Behind their innocent eyes are evil. Yeah, maybe. Like I said, if my theory is accurate and these Vitas are all part of the main Vita's sinister plan for destroying this bubble universe, yeah, there might be some sort of code inside of them that'll make them turn against the city out once it's time for the bubble universe to fall. Who knows? Who knows?
多分義務とか責務は全く関係ない。世界に存在するあらゆる色が関わりを持っている。
At the tail end of the carpenter's yard is a warmly lit house. Inside, the inhabitants are making coffee. A flock of white doves fly over the red-tiled roof as the black smoke rises from the chimney. A large green lawn spreads out on the ground, neatly trimmed, while the gray sky above exudes a sense of tranquility and serenity. It is early morning, so life has still not yet fully awakened from the previous night's slumber. Hey, Wilbur! How's it going? Good morning to you, too. Soaring birds, rising chimney smoke, small figures roaming from afar. These are the elements that comprise my painting, and I hope you like them. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, Wilbur. Good to see you again.
大丈夫でしょうか。
深さん、そんなに心配しなくても平気だよ。最も頼りがいのある律に一番元気なレッドがついてるから、大きな問題は起こらないよ。それに勘のいいバイオレットもいるんだから。いざという時に隠された力を発揮できる人は誰かって聞かれたら、バイオレットは多分2位くらいに入ると思うよ。
It's nice that I can stream again. No kidding. Of course, we think that it's because the leaves fell off the trees. Once the leaves start growing back, I'm likely to have internet issues again. So, hopefully we can get a flagpole or something to raise the satellite dish up so that it is above the tree line. Once we get that taken care of, I shouldn't have as much issues after that. So, but yeah, until then, I will definitely be streaming once again. Though, the only reason why I'm streaming right now is because I swapped my sleep schedule because my sister's coming over for Thanksgiving. After that, I will be going back to probably 10 p.m. if I'm going to be like going back to my previous schedule. But we'll see.
2位では1位は誰ですか？
もちろん。じゃじゃーん。
Green with his big wide eyes, small pupils. Like what?
オレンジ姉さん、どういうこと？
Oh, not green, erudite. Whatever.
褒めてるだけだよ。ここは素直に受け入れて。
No, erudite is just their title. Are they? I guess they're green.
僕は別に。
Fuhua let out a sigh of relief as she saw the two Vitas return to their usual playful selves. Between new monsters appearing out of nowhere, a reawakened criminal mastermind, and the betrayal of two close friends, these seemingly wide-eyed city representatives must be under an inconceivable amount of pressure. It was for this reason that Fuhua decided not to reveal her findings in the Forbidden Grounds. The connection between the Ark and the Vita's creation myth, the sprouting in the museum, and GRISEO'S capture. She needed to connect the dots somehow.
モリアーティ、あなたは一体何を企んでいるの
Alright,
でしょ
see you in a bit, Jonah.
う。こうも派手に舞台を作り上げたのは、ただ私に復讐するため。
深さん、こっちだよ。ここがバイオレットの倉庫なんだ。
どうやらかなりの間使われていないようですね。
だって倉庫だからね。涼しくて静かな場所じゃないと。人が行き来する場所だと他には向いてないでしょ。
あ、そういう意味ではありません。先ほどの話によれば、毎年さまざまな祝日とイベントがあるんですよね。
どうしてって特に理由なんてないよ。毎年いろんな祝日があるけど間隔は結構長いから。
Yeah? The reply sounded oddly vague, but the frequency of festivals was the least of her worries at the moment.
とりあえず私が先に進んで道を調べます。あなたたちは一旦距離を取ってください。モリアーティの行方がわからない以上、中にいることだって十分ありえますから。
The door opened from the inside before Fuhua could make Oh! A figure leapt out of the building. No, not one, but 3 figures.
親分が戻ってきたの。親分、やっと戻ってきたんだね。
What?
おい、ピート、よく見ろ。あれは親分じゃない。親分たちの着てた服の襟はイエローとインディゴだ。この2人の色はオレンジとブルー。それに先頭に立ってるやつも違う。着ている服は似てるが、親分は俺たちと年はさほど変わらない。こんなお姉さんじゃないぞ。
もうだからそう先走ってドアを開けないでってあんなに言ったのに。
ピートのせいだ。こいつが中は暗くて怖いから外で親分を待つと言い出したから。
でもフレットは僕の先を走ってたよね。
違う、俺はただ。
3 children appeared out of nowhere and promptly began to bicker with one another, leaving Fuhua at a loss.
フレット、ピート、エイラ、3人ともどうしてここに？
うんしゃね。じゃなくてお前なんか知らないぞ。それにここは俺たちの基地だ。勝手に入ってくるなんて許さないからな。
基地？
そうだよ。ここは俺たち少年親分に認められたメンバーだけがここにいられるんだ。関係者以外は立ち入り禁止。
フレット、それぐらいにして。いくら私たちが少年悪党団だからといっても、うんしゃ姉さんたちに乱暴なことをしちゃダメ。
The young villain's
な
crew.
んでだよ。悪党なんだから町を管理するビタにノンクセをつけないと。
What?
それは三下のやることよ。大悪党は正義の味方と仲良くなって密かにことを進めるべきでしょ。尖閣兄さんや本草姉さんみたいに。
そういうものなのか。エイラって意外とおっかないな。
で、そろそろ説明してくれない？あなたたちは一体何をしてるの？
Oh, nice seeing you too, Wilbur. Sorry I didn't notice your comment. But, yeah. I'll see you later.
見つかっちゃったし、素直に認めるわ。フレットが言ってたように、ここは親分の秘密基地なの。親分が外出している間は、私たちが留守番することになってるのよ。
俺がここのトップだ。何しろ一昨日加わったんだからな。ピートとエイラよりも早いんだぞ。
僕は2番手でフレットに勧誘されたんだ。
3番目はエイラ。その後に入ったのは本草姉ちゃんと尖閣兄貴。2人はすごかったから俺より上の座についたんだ。
さっき言ってた悪党団って悪いことで
Asking the real questions.
もちろんだ。親分と一緒にいろんな悪さをしたぜ。
ちょっと。
あ、お前らには教えないぞ。ビタたちに知られたらとにかく親分と仲間じゃない以上。
あなたたちの親分について一つ聞いてもいいですか？もしかして名前は？
なんで知ってるんだ？トロスでは誰も親分を見たことがないのに。そういえばお前のことも見たことないな。それにその変わった格好、もしかして親分の姉さん？だったらどう呼ぶべきか。
モリアーティが町の子供をこっそり部下にしてるだなんて。見た目を利用してそそのかしたんじゃないかな。初めて会った時、彼が犯罪組織のリーダーだなんて全然思いつかなかったから。
そうだね、本当にずるいやつ。あなたたち普段のいたずらだけならまだ許せるけど、あんな悪党な話に耳を傾けちゃダメだよ。悪党なんてあなたたちが考えてるほどスリルがあるものじゃない。町の被害も問題だけど、あなたたちだって危険な目に遭うんだよ。
But Moriarty's such a cool guy. All right, kids, let me tell you about how many people Moriarty has killed.
でも親分に危ないことをやらされたことは全然ないし、美味しいものもくれるよ。
Like the pudding?
単にお前じゃ格が足りないってだけさ。親分は言ってたぞ。親分、尖閣兄貴、本草姉ちゃんくらいの中堅。
フレッド、君だってした。安心して文社姉さん、本当の意味で危ないことはしてないわ。ただ親分にお使いを頼まれてるだけ。今朝異変が起きた時に外には出かけないで基地で留守番するように言われたの。
モリアーティが。
モリアーティが何を企んでいようと、私たちは基地に入る必要があります。あなたたちどうしても入れてくれないのですか？
ダメだ。強行手段で入ろうとする奴がいたら緊急手段で親分に連絡しろって言われてる。たとえお前が姉貴じゃなくて親分の姉さんでも命令がない以上俺たちは。言った。
フレッド、尖閣兄さんの指示は忘れたの？緊急事態になった場合、連絡員が証を渡してくれたら組織の一員とみなして基地に入ることを許可する。そうよね。あ、確かにそんなこともあったね。
でもこいつら連絡員には見えないぞ。わかったわかった。これ
証を渡せばいいのですか？
Tokens?
一番高価な財宝、一番大事な知識、一番貴重な贈り物、この3つを渡してくれれば基地に入らせてあげる。
Fuhua took out her pocket watch to check the time. It had been 15 minutes since they split up with GRISEO.
まずは彼らと話し合ってみよう。どうしてもダメになった時に強行手段に切り替えても遅くは。
Fred, Ella.
私が担当してるのは一番大事な知識。それを渡してくれれば入らせてあげる。
知識。
それはダメ。町にある本は尖閣兄さんが一通り読んでるから。例えば
Welcome back, Jonah!
最新研究資料とか金属地の映像とか。
I might be ending the stream myself soon. I'm getting kind of hungry, even though I had breakfast right before I started the stream. But hey, I think we're approaching a good stopping point. We'll see.
金属地。エイラ、あなたはどうしてそこまで知ってるの？
もちろん尖閣兄さんが教えてくれたからよ。それに今一番欲しいのは金属地ら辺の写真だって言ってた。
なら手元に彼が欲しがっている資料があるよ。
Erudite Vita calmly opened his camera, unspooled the film, and handed it to Ella. Have the robot turned? Nope, the robots have not turned. Sakona! Hey! How's it going? No, the robots have not turned evil. Yeah, it's been a while. Hope you're doing well. I'm glad to be back to streaming, though sorry this stream is so late for you, early for you, one of the two. My sister's coming for Thanksgiving, so I swapped my sleep schedule so that I could see her. But yeah. Yeah, it has been a while, and I am glad to be back. I am glad that the streams are working, but as I have been saying, it's about 1 a.m. here, but I have been surviving. Ah, okay. Well, don't push yourself too hard. If you have something going on during the day tomorrow, or I guess since it's 1 a.m., that'll be today. If you have something going on during the daytime, make sure that you get plenty of sleep. But, man, it's your day off from your internship. Oh, well, that's good to hear. But yeah, I swapped my sleep schedule for a time so that I can be awake during the time that my sister's over. Then I should be back to streaming at through the evening, starting next week. Either next week or the week after. We'll see. But yeah. Oh right, you guys are having Thanksgiving. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. My dad's going to be cooking some brisket, so that's going to be really good. And then yeah, my sister lives she lives in Georgia, a completely different state in the United States, like southern central United States, if I remember correctly. Maybe, maybe I'll drop by if it's my day off. I think this is a bit last minute, and since I'm trying to like minimize how much like my information people have of my exact location, I don't think that'll work out. Oregon, yes, but that's all the information that I will give. I mean, I do say Northern Oregon, but where in Northern Oregon? Yeah, no. I'm leaving that information alone. Like, even saying Northern Oregon might be a bit too much. But, yeah, I mean, maybe someday I'll, like, get big suddenly and start participating in conventions and for some reason fly over to... You are nowhere near... Yeah, you're Philippines, right? Or are you Thailand? Which nation are you again? I forget.
建造不要なフィルムだよ。金属地の近くで起きたことを全部記録してあるから、多分一番大事な知識って言えるよね。
Ah, okay. Thailand. Well, yeah, I have no idea what sort of big festivals happen in Thailand. Jesus, the delay is real. Oh boy. Huh. I mean, the delay should only be like 5 seconds, but I mean, considering that you're on the other side of the world, that also would factor into the delay time. So, yeah. I suppose, like, if I wave to the camera, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 seconds of delay. That's much more than I thought it was. Okay. But yeah, if I ever end up like traveling the world or something, it definitely would be fun to visit Thailand or something. As a native, I absolutely have no idea if there's any festivals. Quite a while, isn't it? Yeah, it is quite a while. Quite a delay. Well, I hope that, who knows? Maybe... This is a fun idea. Maybe you can start the Zakona Festival. Like, some sort of, fair with a circus and rides and stuff. Just roller coasters, Ferris wheels, bring in the deep fried sausages and stuff like that. Popcorn, cotton candy. I'm sure you'll love Thailand if you visit it. Maybe not the blazing sun. Yep. That I've been to hot places before. Southern California can get really hot, and well, back when I went to Hawaii, it didn't get blazing hot because the ocean kept it cool. But I'd be wearing a clown suit just for fun. That would be little entertaining. I hope maybe you're able to find something, Zakona, because having like either some sort of small holiday to celebrate with friends, or that festival sounds like glorified Disneyland. I wouldn't say it's like glorified Disneyland. Disneyland is more of a glorified festival. When you think of like small festivals, it's like it doesn't have like one roller coaster that has a bunch of loops and stuff. It's just a small roller coaster that like wiggles around, goes up and down some hills, and lasts for maybe like 2 minutes before, or 2 to 5 minutes before it pulls back into the docking line. And even then, it's passing by the dock multiple times before the ride ends. That's usually how like small festivals are. Glorified Scam Fest, I'd say. They do say don't play the games, because some games can get kind of rigged. Like there was this one game with a pellet gun at the local county fair, where you had to shoot out a star out of this piece of paper. I had literally taken out everything except for this little sliver of the star on the top left. And because I didn't get that sliver, I didn't win anything. It was really disappointing, but yeah, if you have any holidays, or like are able to find any festivals to participate in, like I hope you're able to find something, because they can be a lot of fun. Bring your own gun. I'm sure everyone is. Yeah. That is stereotypical of Americans, and I'm not opposed to that stereotype. Like in my opinion, like I honestly think that it would be better. Like there's been this massive trend in the United States to like disarm both the civilian populace and the police force, which isn't really good because that would mean that the only ones with firearms would be the criminals and the military. So leave that to what you will. I think that it is safer to have someone who can respond on site, and that being a civilian. But yeah, at the same time, I understand that there's that whole gun crisis. So it's a whole complicated thing. I mean, 3-to-1 guns to person ratio in the nation is rather scary, I would not lie. I can't really, like, me personally, I'm not opposed to that. I can understand how people can see that as scary. I'm not opposed to that. And honestly, like, most of those guns are, like, a lot of those guns are owned by gun collectors, so... there's this one video that I've seen where someone has this, they connected their Alexa to their gun safe so that they tell Alexa, I need some guns, and then all of a sudden you have this entire rack going up with like 3 rows of different guns just going up, and then a drawer opens up and he's got all his pistols there. It was like probably like 40 guns in total just in that display case alone. Like, but yeah, like the whole guns issue is very complicated in the United States, and it certainly doesn't help with like trying to figure out who is. Funnily enough, one of my friends has set up Alexa so that when he says intruder alert, all the lights in the house turn red and an alarm starts going off. So yeah, you're not entirely wrong. Like, that is something that they can do. But yeah, again, I definitely think that, like, we've got a severe mental health crisis. That needs to be addressed in the United States, but we also have an issue where we need more people who are willing and capable. No. I believe we need more people who are willing and capable to defend themselves and to defend their neighbor, rather than just running and hiding. Or like some people are even saying, like, if you're trying to stop a criminal from breaking into your car, when you're in the car, is just trigger the alarm of your car. Like, how is that supposed to deter a criminal who's currently trying to break into an already occupied vehicle? Where's the logic there? Like, it doesn't work. You need to be able to defend yourself. You need to be able to defend your family. There's literally laws in certain states that say that if you have a way to retreat, you have to keep on retreating until you're outside of your house. But that sounds good and all, but when a bullet rings out, that place's value would drop drastically. You're not wrong, unfortunately. An increase in crime means that the value of the location drops, and shooting is a factor of that. You're not wrong. But I would rather protect my family and my life over having concern about the value of the property. One's life is more important than the value of the land. So, Oh, is Fuhua still flat? Um. She is the flat test? Although, now that, since we have... Nope. That is going into a territory... GRISEO'S younger self makes it so that Fuhua is no longer the flattest. That does not sound right. How to avoid dying 101. Yeah. How to avoid dying 101. Live in an area with a very low crime rate. But yeah. Let's get back into this. Like I was telling Jonah earlier, I'm getting a little hungry, so I might be ending the stream pretty soon.
そうだよ。そんな簡単に渡しちゃって本当にいいの？
大切にしてるといえば確かにそうだね。フィルムはどれも僕にとってすごく大事だよ。それにフィルムの中にある最も重要なもの、それは知識だけじゃなくて思い出も含まれてる。だから僕たちが先に進むために一つのフィルムくらい渡す価値があるって。
Sounds good. Go get something to eat. I will once I finish with this chapter.
マコ。わかったわ。それじゃあ一番大事な知識は受け取るね。
Okay.
僕はどの証
I've been playing quite a bit of Star Rail lately, and the game blessed me. Oh, cool!
一番高価な財宝だ。
I'll admit that I haven't been playing as much over the last couple weeks, but last time I played, I was able to get Jinue, right? I think that's her name, Jinue, who is voiced by the VTuber and VTuber, voice actor, and phenomenal anime singer, Monarch, also known as Amelie. Or, no, Amelie. I've been following Amelie for a long time now. Almost a decade, I think. Back when she was just singing anime songs that Jinryu, thank you. Back when Monarch was, or before she was Monarch, back when she was Amelie and singing translations, English dubs of different anime songs. So, but yeah, it's really cool to see that she's grown as an entertainer to the point of being commissioned for or being hired for doing English dubs. Yeah, I did miss Topaz. She's an amazing singer, now a VTuber, and all the status she had received. Yep. Yeah, like I said, I haven't played in a couple weeks, so, and I haven't pulled for any character since Jinryu.
だからそれさえ渡してくれれば通してあげるよ。
Yeah, separate banners.
高価な財宝ですか。基準についてはわからないのですが、どんなものが高価な財宝？
You got Jinryu and Topaz? Okay. Cool.
キラキラと光るものとか実際見たことはないから。
Who was it? One of the guys on because it was I'm fine with Huo if Huo doesn't come. She seems fun. Because it was Junior who then Topaz and Celie ran together. I just got Topaz. Okay. Yeah, I missed that. And then I think I'm gonna end up missing Farina because I put in a little money into Honkai Impact to make sure that I could get Luna. And I got Luna. So by the way, Ho-Ho is here. No. Is it H-U-O, H-U-O, or H-O-U, H-O-U? 30 pulls in, no luck. Ah, that's unfortunate. That's the girl with the ghost in her tail, right? I'm kind of surprised that they didn't release her for on time for Halloween.
Kira kira.
Fuhua reached into her pocket. She recalled how she rummaged through the destroyed cabin at the beginning of her journey in the Ark. Apart from the several gifts from old friends, all that search had turned up were some metal fragments of the broken cabin. At the time, she wasn't sure why she felt compelled to place the fragments in her pocket. Perhaps she had wanted a keepsake before continuing with her investigation. Or had she been reminded of the meteor shard in the museum and intended to confirm if there was any connection? 13 days left on her banner, yep. It's written as in Ho-Ho, but some people call her Ho-Ho. Ho-Ho, and yes, ghost in her tail. Okay. Ho-Ho. I'm gonna guess that it's Ho-Ho. Or has she been Oh, I already read that. At any rate, this fragment was indeed part of the meteor which had played a role in creating this world. The only problem was it looked no different from any ordinary metal shard, making it a far cry from what one would traditionally consider treasure. Pete put the fragment in his pocket and stepped aside. Ah, good Peter.
スパイ、ロールプレイにはいろんなキャラがいるんだね。
それもありかもしれませんね。ありがとうございます、ピート君。
Nope. There we go. Hello, Fred. You rascal.
一番貴重な贈り物だ。先に言っておくけど、俺はあの二人ほどお人よしじゃないからな。
貴重な贈り物。僕、他人へのプレゼントを持ち歩く。
Quite a bit of time, but not a lot out of time for me to grind. Yep, I feel that.
でも、プレゼントといえば、オレンジ姉さん。その、オレンジ姉さんの、
あれ？一体何を言ってるの？
オレンジ姉さんが一番好きな。そうだよね、深さん。
あ、オレンジさんがいつも持っているあれですね。
あなたたち、一体何を？
I think I'll dash now, getting myself some sleep. Alright, have a good night, Zakona. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully next time I stream, it won't be at a time where you're pushing yourself. Thank you, Zakona. You take care too. Bye. Encompassing Vita blushed as she realized what they meant.
そういえば、二人も知ってたんだっけ？まったくもう、そこまで飴が好きってわけじゃないのに。でも、 一番貴重な贈り物。
おい、何をこそこそと話してるんだ。さっさと贈り物をよこせ。
はい、あげる。どうしたの？食べないの？
お前たち俺を舐めてるのか？こんな飴が一番貴重な贈り物だと？
食べないなら返して。
Encompassing Vita tried to pull her hand back, but before she was able to do so, Fred had already snatched the candies.
別にダメってことはない。それにしても運者姉が飴を一番貴重な贈り物にしてたなんてな。このことをみんなにバラしたら。あ、いた。
はいはいちゃんと贈り物を受け取ったんだし、そろそろどくべきよ。
レイラ、お前はどっちの味方なんだよ。
Fred walked away to enjoy the candy, grumbling to himself.
これであなたたちの基地に入れるんですね。
ええ、もちろん。私たちは約束をちゃんと守るもの。ねえ、フレッド、ピー。
はいはい。
お姉さんたち、どうぞ中に入って。
ついてこないんですか？
だって見張ってないといけないじゃない。親分が戻ってきたらすぐに教えられるし。
Boss is probably watching from the rooftops.
インディゴは証を渡せば基地に入ってもいいって言ってたんだよね。
そうよ。でも尖閣兄さんは他にも連絡員を基地に入れたらモリアーティには内緒にしておくべきだ。それと願いを込めた紙にも注意するべきって言って。インディゴは
まずは入ってみるとしましょう。ここがモリアーティの基地なんですね。
前回来た時と比べてあんまり変わってない気がするけど。
でも何かが増えたような気がする。
モリアーティが帰ってこないうちにこの辺りを捜査しましょう。
Moriarty's definitely aware that she's already here.
これは
Some pieces of paper were scattered on the ground. The kids must have gotten bored and knocked a notebook off of one of the tables while horsing around. The handwriting somehow seemed both foreign and familiar. It appeared strange because despite their many clashes, Fuhua was still unable to discern her enemy's real handwriting, as it had been carefully masked with various forensic countermeasures. The familiar English style, font, and flow, however, transported her back to that remote age.
これは
6 hours have passed. Unlike when I first left that transparent coffin, I'm now familiar with this brand new body and able to command it. To be honest, it did come with many convenient abilities, leaving me amazed at how the times have changed. Nevertheless, out of my habit, I found some ink to pen my precious thoughts. A virtual body made of data. Even if it is invulnerable to swords and guns, it is still much too fragile with my eyes. The only things that can reassure me are those immortal, above data, written proofs, above proofs, unfading arts. I retook the second step, and now it is time to take the third. Where should I start? My Solian body of the past was utterly destroyed by a certain self-righteous quack detective at that moment. This brings me to the questions. Who preserved the me of that moment and exhibited me as a museum piece in this unknown land? What was the turn of the events that freed this inanimate but thoughtful display overnight? For the latter, I have superficial guesses. The guy who added me to his collection might have lost his right to imprison me due to a hiccup such as a tripped breaker. As for the answer to the former, I need more patience to go on a quest.
やはりモリアーティの日記。
The second day I was awakened has come. The quotation marks are necessary because at one moment, too marvelous for words, I made some astronomical discoveries. For a few seconds, I wondered how someone else who made the same discoveries would have reacted. Would they have been ecstatic over a major scientific discovery? Or would they have wailed at the grim exile imposed on them? But it matters not. I was at peace with this discovery. Why is my tongue feeling like it's getting so tight? If the other me who survived a fall down the waterfall was observing this place, he would have been rather bored. The body that exists in the form of data, or projection, has provided me with a great deal of convenience, and therefore I'd like to apologize for my earlier belittlement of it. I wandered through the city with great ease, familiarizing myself with the organizational structure, technological development, and cultural traditions. I still know little about its history, but that's not my problem. When an unsolved puzzle comes into my view, the first thing I consider is whether the puzzle itself is wrong. The history of this world, in my opinion, is one such. I will put the historical puzzle aside for a moment to look at the geographical puzzle. Of course, these two often go hand in hand. After a thorough survey, there's only one area that I have yet to venture into. The people here seem to call it the Forbidden Ground. Could the answer I'm looking for lie within it? Since there is still one cog missing from the machine, I have no reason to let it go. It was only when the infiltration plan was put into action that I realized one crucial point. The Forbidden Ground is not a gimmick for fooling the ignorant masses. As far as the physical results are concerned, yes, my body cannot enter the Forbidden Ground. At first I thought this stemmed from the limitations of the data body, so I conducted a series of experiments. First inorganic matter, then organisms, insects, small animals, and finally 3 juvenile residents willing to run errands for me. The results were disappointing. By taking a cursory, exhaustive approach, I proved that the Forbidden Ground was indeed impregnable. No, that's not right. It cannot be described as exhaustive unless I have tried that unique option. I took a great risk and appeared before 2 city representatives. One of them was the most virtuous of character, and the other was the most sophisticated of mind. In other words, they both exposed their greatest weaknesses overtly. They finally agreed to cooperate with me moderately, but did not take my side. But no matter, I believe this issue will be solved by time. As a sign of good faith, I promised Voracious Vita to pacify the animals that I had startled. With the help of Mindful Vita, we created a small toy that would generate projections to guide those animals that had fled their habitat back home. Of course, this small toy simultaneously proved that the mechanical constructs here are also unable to break into the Forbidden Ground. This is all too boring. I mean it. It's forcing me to do silly, cute things like a real child. However, when I consider the fact that this will greatly lower those two's guard against me and allow me to steal some useful knowledge in the process, I begin to find it worthwhile. But I must concede that when they ultimately proved to me that even city representatives weren't authorized to enter the Forbidden Ground either, I felt quite depressed. For a moment, I felt like I was a clown in the world. Sheesh, Did I get Silver Wolf in Honkai Star Rail? Yep, I did. I do have Silver Wolf in Honkai Star Rail. And boy, has she been a help. Applying weaknesses to enemies that were, or vulnerabilities to enemies that did not have that vulnerability has definitely made it so that I don't necessarily have to have the right counter in the team because then I can just apply that vulnerability so that the Valkyrie, or not Valkyries, so that the characters I do have do apply those those vulnerabilities. Definitely helps out when it comes to, like, how do I put this? Going up against enemies, like, if I'm not getting all of the different enemies that, or not enemies, all of the different characters that you can get. Do you happen to want her? Constructions? If you mean like each of those different pieces, I do eventually want to try to get her completed. Make them stronger. Get all those extra features and such. But you know, it's just really difficult to balance between that and getting new characters. But I mean, like I was saying, having Silverwolf definitely helps out when I miss certain characters, because for the longest time I did not have any of the imaginary characters, the ones with the yellow fans. She is getting her rerun after Huo Banner. Okay, cool. And I might have to go for that. But yeah, it she has been quite a help in fighting against enemies that I generally would not be capable of defeating so easily. What happened this day was thrilling. I felt my body, though it has long ceased to exist, embraced by an unprecedented sensation. For this reason, I've gone out of my way to write in my diary before this long day is over. Yes, I'm certain that this day will be incredibly long. At this moment, what pains me the most is that I must write down the changes that occurred today chronologically. This is the bottom line, otherwise my writing will lack basic logic, which is a fault that I never want to see in the future. Two things happened in all. The first was that marvelous cataclysm. Of course, I knew little more about it than the city representatives. After all, I do possess knowledge of Honkai. And as a result, those two Vitas believed that I could help them and find a way to end the cataclysm. They finally thrown themselves at my feet. As for the second thing, it was wonderful, horrible, and truly unforgettable. When I saw that face again, what was the first thought that came to my mind? Surprise, naturally. No one would have thought that I'd meet a fellow country person on this distant planet. Fear, justifiably so, knowing that my predecessor, the former vessel of this spirit, was by her hand. No, there was another emotion that was far surpassed them both. Yes, it was joy. A joy based on reason. For the last few days, my exploration of this new world has always been hindered by problems concerning the Forbidden Ground. By trial and error, I can almost prove that the Forbidden Ground is a space that cannot be stepped into. When I was at an impasse, however, a variable presented herself to me. She was brand new, pure, extraordinarily powerful, and I know her inside out. If I led her to the Forbidden Ground and use her to open that tempting door for me, I will make discoveries and gains like never before. Yes, this is enough. As for the rest of my personal feelings, I can leave them aside for now. Now, to facilitate this fascinating plan, I will head over to the audience seats tailored for me and enjoy this one-sided, long-awaited reunion. Fuhua took some time to piece together the diary and read through it carefully.
どう深さん、何か見つかった？
はい、いろいろと分かったことがあります。まず最初に、私たちはモリアーティの視点から彼の正体を確認することができます。今の彼は ライヘンバッハの滝で私と対決し、最後は谷底で命を落とした
But he still shares the same memories.
同一最もあり得るのは、本物のモリアーティが死ぬ前に誰かがその意識と体をバックアップした。つまり本質から見れば彼の状態は今の私と近い。ただ私は禁足地に入れるのに彼にはそれができません。しかしそんな現象が起きたのはどうしてでしょう。意識のバックアップを博物館へと運んだ人物、つまりビタさんたちの姉とは。つまり私たちの敵であるモリアーティはここ数日禁足地へ侵入しようとしていた。子供たちを仲間にし、イエローさんやインディゴさんを利用したのはその目的のためです。ただ彼はなぜ禁足地へ侵入することに執着していたのでしょうか。そしてどんな世界の真相を見つけたのか、ここには記録されていません。日記を読む限りではモリアーティにはより壮大な計画があって、私への復讐を目的にしているわけではないようです。
もしかして。バコ、何か思いついたの？
Erudite Vita put the other two aside and pointed at a slip of paper on the table.
実は深さんが日記を見てる間に。
これは
もしかしてインディゴの話に出てきた願いを込めた紙？
The paper Cyan found contained symbols indicating various architectural structures. The overall layout bore a clear resemblance to Chimin's neighborhoods. Someone had marked out several regions with blue circles.
このエリア、記憶通りなら祭りをやった時に使った道だよ。
そういえばそうだ。バコ、よく覚えてたね。
偶然覚えていただけだよ。
しかしモリアーティは祭りの地図で何をするつもりなんでしょうか。
わからない。結果から見ると彼は町全体を掌握しようとしてる。歴史も文化も、それと僕たち町の代理人も。
Erudite Vita nervously gulped before uttering his concerns with some trepidation.
もしかして彼は世界を支配しようとしてるのかな。
And I think that will be a good place to stop. If I can stop. I'll just skip ahead so that I can hit it. Never mind. I'm just gonna Alt F5 before the story goes too far because, oh my goodness. Alright. Alright. That is annoying. Okay. Oh, wait. I just remembered. Don't want to show the front because it doesn't show the username anymore. There we go. All right. Well, I think that is a good place to... Whoa, what the heck is happening? I think that is a good place to end the stream. Thank you, Zakona, Jonah, Wilbur. Who else was showed up? Oh, right. Rampage Terror showed up for a while as well, or for a bit. So, yeah. Thank you all for joining. Definitely nice to have you guys over here again. Once again, I'll be trying to figure out my stream schedule. I imagine that I'm definitely going to be doing my 10 p.m. streams again. But maybe I'll do something earlier too. I don't know. Or in the morning. I don't know. But yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys later. Bye.